really happy to be here and share with all of you a couple of critical conversations that I've had that have really shaped me as a human being and as a communicator. One of my first adventures in crisis communication was when I was 30. My then husband came home and said, "Shannon, I don't think I want to be married anymore." Well, I certainly didn't see that one coming, and I really obviously was devastated and really didn't know what to say. So in my struggle to articulate what I was feeling and what information I wanted, I came up with things like, "Are you okay?" and "If you leave me, I'll kill you." Just what I had to say at the time. So certainly not my finest moments as a communicator. A little bit later, I learned 3 amazing magic words that have helped me so much, and they are, "Help me understand." Help me understand is a powerful phrase because it can be used in so many situations. Help me understand your vision for the future. Help me understand why you think it's a good idea to get a skull and crossbones tattoo. Help me understand what you want our trip to France to be. So that was really helpful to me, and had I had some of those tools back then, I would have done a little bit better job of getting information I needed. A little bit later on in my career, I had the great fortune to work with a group called the Next Institute, and they're a group of leadership development professionals here in Vancouver, and they really took Help Me Understand up a level. They taught us a construct that you can use for any conversation, whether it be critical or non-critical, and it goes like this: what's going well, what's tricky, and what do we want to do differently moving forward? That one is also a gem because it's very, very Switzerland. There's no blame, there's no who didn't do what, there's no what's going wrong. It's what's going well, what's tricky, and what do we want to do differently? So the word tricky is something I use in my vocabulary all the time. So these tools really help me in my career. My second example is really about, it's a work scenario. So I was very, very lucky to have a long career in a great company, and I had super mentorship. I had a mentor there who introduced me to IABC, took me to my first conference. I was promoted, I survived several reorgs, I had a great team, my scope and profile increased within the organization, and finally, the time came when I thought it was right for me to ascend to lead the department. Of my 6 bosses there, the last one was an interesting character. I would know what kind of day I was going to have by ascertaining how many Red Bulls he'd consumed by the time I got there in the morning. His preferred working hours were 3 a.m. until noon, so that's when he felt like he was in his most powerful communications mode. So 8:30, I knew, by about 9 o'clock, 9:15, I knew what I was in for. So after 3 long years, he left the company. I rejoiced, and I thought, it's my time. I've worked so hard, I've been dedicated, I'm skilled, I'm popular, it's me, I'm ready. So imagine my surprise when my VP said, "Shannon, we're gonna do a search." Okay, I thought. I was still confident at that point. And then 5, then 6 months passed by, and we interviewed, I think, a couple of 100 people, under every rock, around every corner, looking for someone to lead my department. This was really challenging for me, and about 4 months in, I'm a little bit slow, I figured I wasn't getting the job. Okay. So I decided I needed to address this and have a little conversation with my VP. And so I spent some time thinking about my tools, help me understand what's going well, how can I, what's this all gonna look like? And I walked into her office and I sat down and I started to cry. Great. So that wasn't awkward at all. And so it started out awkward and it ended awkward. And when she said, "Shannon, we're just looking for a different skill set than the one you have," I was quiet, and then I left. And so thinking about how that could have gone better and what I would do differently next time, I wasn't prepared for the answer. I didn't think through all the possible things that could be the response. So that one has also been a very powerful one for me because I know that all you can control in this world is how you react to whatever the world throws at you. And that's a very powerful thing. So in that moment and through that decision that followed, of course, to leave, I really realized that I wasn't prepared for what the answer would be. And I would have done myself much better if I'd prepared to have that conversation about, okay, so maybe it's not going well, maybe it's time to move on. So I leave you with that the universe always takes you where you need to be. and that those tools help me understand what's tricky, and really preparing for what the outcome might be have helped me be a better human being and a better communicator. Thank you.